I'm Scout, and I'm one of the people I know who still has the visible scars from my suicide attempts when I was a teenager. I was never really bullied by people in school. I feel like I was more bullied by organized religion. When I was 12, my mother came out as a lesbian, and the fundamentalist Christians in my family took me off to a Christian resort town and brainwashed me to thinking that everything related to LGBT was evil and meant you'd go to hell, which kind of for me ended up being that I was ended up being brainwashed and a pretty big verbal gay basher when I was in high school. Just does make you show that the people who speak up the most and protest the most might have something underneath it. Because then, of course, I got to college and kind of realized that I was some kind of queer, and that really created a car crash in my head, and I ended up in the mental hospital for the larger part of a year, pretty severely depressed and making a couple suicide attempts. And the mental hospital wasn't even all good. There were some folks there. Actually, I was diagnosed as a homosexual there, even though it was taken off the books officially, so that was illegal. But there were a lot of great folks who were actually helping, and it really gave me a lot of tools to figure this stuff out. So, here it is. It's all 20 years later now, and I think the amazing thing is it seems like such a time out of time. There was a time when I was really struggling. I couldn't move. I was so depressed. It really felt like all I could do was say, forget it. This world is not for me. And now, 20 years later, I'm so happy that time in my life didn't end up becoming my reality, because it's such an exception to the rest of what I'm living. 20 years later, I'm now Dr. Scout. I'm actually the director of the Network for LGBT Health Equity. I'm a professional transgender person. I've fathered of 3 great kids. I've got, a partner, a whole bunch of friends, great job. I'm, renowned as an expert in a bunch of transgender stuff. I'm often going down to DC to consult. Gone to the White House a few different times. I just bought myself a convertible Mini. So many things are really wonderful. I've got so many friends I really love and that I really respect. And I've got a life and a career that are really amazing in a lot of ways. And when I think back on that time, it seems like such an exception. And yet I know at the time it came really close to slaying me. And I'm really glad that I was able to get the support and reach out to get through it, because it doesn't just get better. It gets totally different. It will. I know this seems like everything now, because some of you all are struggling with this sort of stuff, and it can seem like everything when you're in it. But hang in there, because it gets completely different. And better is not really the word. There's something much bigger than better that you should really say about all this, So please reach out, get help. I know there's people trying to tear you down, but there's other people trying to build you up too and try to hold on to you. Call the Trevor Project, because, someday I'm not going to be able to speak up as loud anymore, and I really need you to come along and, take up the cause and keep changing this for everybody, everywhere. Got a lot of work to do still. If you're getting bullied, you know why and what kind of work we need to change. But it's people like you who are going to be really our heroes of tomorrow. So reach out and get yourself the support you need for today, because you're our sons and daughters, and we really want to make it survivable for you so you can grow up to be our heroes.